Have you ever wondered what makes your smartphone so smart, or what gives an electric car its power? The answer is something truly amazing, a special group of ingredients from our planet's crust. These are called rare earth elements. They are a set of 17 chemical elements. You might not have heard of names like neodymium, lanthanum, or yttrium in your science class, but they are working hard all around you. Think of them as the secret spices that give our modern technology its incredible flavor and amazing abilities. These elements have unique properties that make them perfect for high-tech jobs. These elements aren't just for scientists in labs. They are in your home, in your car, and probably in the device you are using to read this right now. They are superstars of the periodic table. For example, some rare earths are fantastic magnets. We're talking about the strongest magnets in the world. These magnets are essential for making tiny, powerful motors. Other rare earths can glow with bright, vibrant colors, which is why the screen on your phone or television looks so sharp and colorful. Without these special elements, many of the gadgets we use every single day simply wouldn't work as well, or might not even exist at all. Consider the journey of an idea, from a simple thought to a brilliant piece of technology. That journey often depends on these amazing materials. Take headphones, for instance. The small but powerful speakers that deliver crisp, clear sound into your ears rely on tiny magnets made with neodymium. Or think about the camera on your phone. The glass in the lens is polished using cerium oxide, another rare earth compound, to make it perfectly clear for your photos. It's these hidden components, these unsung heroes of the element world, that power our modern lives in countless ways, making things smaller, faster, and more efficient. So the next time you switch on a light, listen to music, or drive in a hybrid car, take a moment to consider the science. There is a whole world of chemistry and physics at play, and rare earth elements are the guest stars of the show. They are the building blocks of the 21st century. They help us generate clean energy, communicate across the globe in an instant, and even help doctors see inside the human body with medical imaging machines. These elements are a fundamental part of our technological progress, quietly making the future we dream of a reality, one atom at a time. It's science, and it's awesome. Now, you might hear the name rare earth elements and think they are as hard to find as a dinosaur fossil in your backyard. But here is a cool science fact: that name is a little misleading. In reality, most of these elements are not actually that rare. In fact, an element like cerium is more common in the Earth's crust than copper, which we see everywhere. The name rare comes from the 18th century when they were first discovered. Scientists found them in unusual minerals and had a very hard time separating them from the rocks they were in, so they thought they were scarce. The real challenge isn't finding them, it's getting them. Rare earth elements are not usually found in large concentrated deposits like gold or iron. Instead, they are widely spread out, mixed in with many other minerals. Imagine you baked a cake, but instead of putting all the chocolate chips in one spot, you crush them into a fine powder and mix them all through the batter. Finding and collecting all that chocolate powder would be very difficult. That's the problem with mining rare earths. You have to process enormous amounts of rock just to get a small, usable amount of the elements you need. This process of separation is where things get tricky and expensive. To pull one rare earth element away from another, you need to use a lot of chemicals and a lot of energy. Since all 17 rare earth elements have very similar chemical properties, they tend to stick together tightly. Separating them is a long, complicated, and costly process that involves many stages of chemical processing. It's like trying to unscramble a massive egg. It takes a lot of careful work. This difficulty is the main reason why they are so valuable and why we call them rare in an economic sense, not a geological one. So, to put it simply, these elements are hiding in plain sight. They are all over the world, but they are shy. They don't like to be alone. They prefer to be mixed up with lots of other stuff in the ground. The science and engineering required to extract and purify them is a huge undertaking. This is why a global supply of these elements is such a big deal. It's not about a shortage of the elements themselves in the planet's crust, but about our ability to produce them in a way that is efficient, affordable, and safe for the environment. That's the real puzzle we need to solve. For many years, one country, China, has produced the vast majority of the world's rare earth elements. This is because they invested heavily in the difficult and costly technology needed to mine and process them. However, Having most of the supply come from one place can create challenges for the rest of the world. Think about it like this. If only one store in your town sold batteries, that store would have a lot of control over the price and who gets them. Countries all over the globe, including the United States, Australia, and Canada, are now working hard to find and develop their own sources of rare earths to ensure a stable supply. The process of mining rare earths can also be tough on our planet. Remember how we have to process huge amounts of rock? This creates a lot of waste material, which is called tailings. Sometimes the rocks that contain rare earths also contain naturally occurring radioactive elements, like thorium. When you mine and process these rocks, the leftover material can have concentrated levels of these radioactive substances. Managing this waste safely so it doesn't harm the local environment, water supplies, or communities is a major engineering and environmental challenge that must be taken very seriously. Because of these environmental concerns, scientists and engineers are working on better ways to get these elements. They are looking for new methods that use fewer harsh chemicals and produce less harmful waste. Some are exploring a cool idea called biomining, which uses bacteria to help extract the metals from the ore. Imagine tiny living organisms doing the hard work for us. The goal is to make the entire process cleaner and greener. This way, we can get the materials we need for our technology without causing damage to the ecosystems we all depend on. It's a classic science challenge, finding a better solution. Another important path forward is recycling. Right now, when you throw away an old phone or computer, the tiny amounts of rare earths inside are usually lost forever. That's a huge waste. Companies and researchers are trying to develop effective ways to recover these valuable elements from old electronics, a process called urban mining. If we can get better at recycling, we won't have to rely as much on new mining. This helps protect the environment, conserves our resources, and makes our use of technology much more sustainable for the future. Every old gadget could become a treasure chest of elements. So, why does all this talk about elements like dysprosium and terbium matter to you? It matters because these materials are at the heart of our planet's future. Many of the solutions for tackling climate change depend on them. For example, giant wind turbines that generate clean electricity use incredibly powerful magnets made with neodymium to work efficiently. Electric cars, which help reduce our reliance on fossil fuels, use rare earths in their motors and batteries. To build a cleaner, more sustainable world, we need a steady and responsible supply of these very special elements. Understanding where our stuff comes from is part of being a responsible citizen of the world. When you know that your smartphone contains materials that were difficult to mine, you might think differently about upgrading to a new one every year. Knowledge empowers us to make better choices. Learning about the life cycle of the products we use, from the mine to our hands and eventually to the recycling bin, helps us appreciate the resources of our planet. It encourages us to support companies that are trying to source materials responsibly and to demand better recycling programs in our communities. This isn't just a problem for scientists and engineers to solve alone. Everyone has a role to play. By being curious and asking questions, we can drive change. When more people understand the importance of rare earths, we can have bigger conversations about how to manage them. We can encourage our governments to invest in research for recycling and for finding environmentally friendly alternatives. Your curiosity can lead to innovation. The more we all know, the better we can work together to build a future where technology and nature can exist in harmony. It's all connected. Ultimately, the story of rare earth elements is a story about us. It's about our ingenuity, our creativity, and our responsibility to our home, planet Earth. These 17 elements show us how interconnected everything is, from a rock buried deep in the ground to the global economy and the future health of our environment. So stay curious, learn about the world around you, from the biggest stars in the sky to the tiniest atoms that make up our amazing technology, because understanding our world is the first step toward changing it for the better. And that is what science is all about,